Hey there, everybody. Well, the big question that we have today is whether the Cubs are going to be able to come back here in the National League. I'll show you what we're talking about as the Cubs host the Giants. The Giants, 29-9, but they've lost 2 straight to the Cubs, who are in second place, 27-14 for Chicago, but now 3.5 games behind the New York Giants, and that's in large part because they just beat them a couple of times, and so we'll see what happens. The Cubs win this, I would say that they're definitely all the way back in it, and are within striking distance. Here is Fred Tenney leading this off for the New Yorkers. He rolls an 11 for a 0. Tenney's hitting .297, and the next roll is a 31 for a 6. That'll be a double to right center field. That one gets between Schultz and Howard into the wall. So Tenney winds up on at second base. Larry Doyle up next, hitting .245. Orville overall, by the way, is on the mound for the Cubs. 8-3 is his record with a 1.20 ERA, and that wicked .166 batted against average. It's about as low as you can get. So here is Doyle, and he rolls a 21 for a 30. It's a pop-up over to left, and Sheckard has that. There's one away. Mike Donlin up now. The star of the stage is Donlin, hitting .358, making a show of it, and he throws a 34 for a 44. There's a little E-roll. It's a 21, so it's within the range. That'll be changed to a 22, which is an error on overall, who tried to pick Tenney off of second and threw wildly. So Tenney now goes to third. One away still. Donlin's still up there. We'll have the infield back. And his roll is a 22 for a 7, and that's a fly ball to left. Sheckard makes the catch, and the runner scores. So Donlin picks up the RBI, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Giants. That now will bring up Art Devlin, and Devlin rolls a 65 for 35. That's going to be a pop-up over to the right side of the infield, and that's going to be easily playable there for Chance, and he makes the catch for the out. And let's see if I can figure out where everything went here. Hold on for a second. And here we go. We go now. There we are to the bottom of the first inning. And that's going to bring up the Cubs starting off with Johnny Evers, down 1-0 already. Doc Crandall on the mound for the Giants. He's got a 3-3 record with a 1.66 ERA. The first roll against him is a 44 for an 8. Ground ball over to short. Bridwell throws to first. There's one away. Jimmy Sheckard now rolls a 35 for a 14, and that's going to be a walk. So Sheckard takes first, and that'll bring up Frank Chance. Chance, of course, with the big bat. Sheckard does have an 11, so it's probably time to hit and run. Don't want to bunt with Chance, and the roll is a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left, and it holds up there for Shannon. So 2 away, and here comes Wildfire Schultz. Schultz hitting a mere 210. He rolls a 34 for a 44. It's a fly ball over to center, and Seymour has that for the out. And so we go to the top of the second inning. It'll be Cy Seymour here leading this off for the Giants. Seymour rolls a 65 for a 35. There's a little E-roll. And it's a 35 out of the range. It's a pop-up over to the left side. It will be Steinfeld grabbing that for the out, one away. Spike Shannon up next, hitting .237 for New York. Rolls a 25 for a 10. That's a single to center. And the Giants get the second hit of the ball game. Here comes Al Bridwell, and it's time to bunt. Bridwell's roll is a 15 for an 11, and that's a single, so he bunts and beats one out, and that brings up now Tom Needham. Needham has no hits. Backup catcher rolls a 54 for a 45, and that's a bunt over to the left side, and that's going to be fielded by Steinfeld, who throws over to Evers at first. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Doc Crandall, the pitcher. Runners on at second and third, and of course they'll pitch to him. Crandall rolls a 64 for a 13, and he strikes out, and that ends that inning for the Giants. We go now to the bottom of the second inning, and it's a 1-0 lead for New York. Here comes Harry Steinfeld. Harry rolls a 64 for a 13 and strikes out. One away, first strikeout for Crandall. He now has 27 this season. Del Howard rolls a 32 for a 26. Ground ball to second. Doyle fields that and throws to first, and there's 2 away. Johnny Kling now, and he rolls a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball over to left field, and it's an easy play there for Shannon, and we go to the top of the third inning. Still 1-0 New York. Here is Fred Tenney. Tenney's roll 25 for an 8. Ground ball over to short, and Tinker fields that and throws to first, one away. Larry Doyle now. Larry rolls a 51 for an 8. That'll be a ground ball to short again, and it'll be the same thing. Tinker on to first, 2 away, and here comes Mike Donlin. He's had the sacrifice fly into the RBI. He's driven at 31 now, and he rolls a 31 for an 8. It's a fly ball, over to Howard in center for the out. And that brings us now to the bottom of the third inning. Still a 1-0 game. Here is Joe Tinker. Tinker rolls a 32 for a 26 as a ground ball to second. And Doyle fields that, throws to first, 1 away. Overall now, and he rolls a 23 for a 32, fly ball to right, and Donlin has that, 2 away. Johnny Evers will roll a 41 for a 28. It's a ground ball over to short, and that'll be easy there for Bridwell, who throws on to first for the out. We go now to the top of the fourth inning, and it's still a 1-0 game. Here comes Art Devlin. Devlin's roll, 43 for a 29. He strikes out. Second strikeout for overall, 1 away. And here comes Cy Seymour. So overall, just had a little bit of trouble in the first. That's been it so far. Seymour rolls a 52 for a 27. Another strikeout for Orville, 2 away. Here is Spike Shannon, and he rolls a 36 for a 33. Pop up over to the right side, and Evers makes that catch for the out. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's still a 1-0 game. Here is Jimmy Sheckard. Sheckard's roll 44 for an 8. That'll be a single, first hit of the game for the Cubs, and then he's caught stealing. So 1 away, and here comes Frank Chance. Chance rolls a 64 for a 22, and that's going to be a ground ball over to first. Tenney fields that, flips over to Crandall, covering the bag for the out, 2 away. Here's Wildfire Schultz, and he rolls a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball over to left, and Shannon has that one for the out. And we go now to the top of the fifth inning, and it remains a 1-0 lead for the visiting Giants. Here is, again, Al Bridwell hitting 240. 1 for 1 today with a base hit, 1 of the 3 for the Giants. He rolls a 12 for a 24. There's a little E-roll. It's a 15 within the range, so that'll be changed to an 18. That's an error on the shortstop Tinker. And so Bridwell finds a way to get on, and here comes Needham again, and he's going to bunt again. The roll's a 41 for a 28, so it's a bunt back to Overall, who throws over to Evers covering at first. Bridwell moves to second. 1 away, and here's Crandall. Doc rolls a 44 for an 8. It's a ground ball back to Overall, who throws to first, and Bridwell goes to third, so it's just like a bunt, and there's 2 away. Here now is Fred Tenney. He rolls a 51 for a 9. That's a single through short, and that'll score the runner. And Tenney then thrown out trying to stretch into a double. Goes from Sheckard over to Tinker at, covering at second. And so the Cubs do get out of that inning. But the damage done. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's now a 2-0 lead for the Giants. And here comes Harry Steinfeld. And that's the way the Giants have been. They'll score early and often. Steinfeld rolls a 14 for a 43. There's a little E-roll to worry about, and it's a 14, and that will change this to play result 19, which is an error on Devlin. So Steinfeld finds a way to get on base, and that brings up Del Howard after him. Steinfeld does not have an 11, and so I think that we're going to bunt. We're going to play small ball here. Roll 16 for a 26. It's a good bunt over to the right side. Tenney fields it, flips over to Doyle covering at first. Steinfeld moves up to second. 1 away, here's Johnny Kling, who's driven in 11, although he's only hitting 202. Roll is a 65 for a 35. That's a foul ball to the left side. Devlin, the third baseman, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Here now is Joe Tinker. And Tinker rolls a 13 for a 39. And that means that the runner will be thrown out trying to steal third. Another one of those somewhat arbitrary rolls. We go to the top of the sixth inning, and it's still a 2-0 lead for the Giants. Here now is Larry Doyle. And Doyle rolls an 11 for a 0. Next roll is a 52 for an 8, so it's a single to left center, and that'll bring up Mike Donlin. Runner on at first is Doyle, fast he is, so we'll hit and run. And the roll 33 for a 0. Then a 43 for a 6. That's a double to right field that falls in there, and the runner scores. Donlin on second base, of course, after that one. And Overall is really reeling. 6th hit of the game for the Giants. Here comes Devlin. And he rolls a 25 for a 10. That's a ground ball over to the left side. Steinfeld fields that, throws over to first for the out. Donlin moves to third. 1 away. Up is Cy Seymour, and the infield has to play back. Rolls a 61 for a 32. Fly ball to right field. Schultz makes the catch. Donlin not quite fast enough to score on that. So 2 away. Up is Shannon. He rolls a 61 for a 27. Ground ball over to the left side. Steinfeld fields that, and he throws to first for the out. That puts us in the bottom of the 6th inning, but now it's a 3-0 lead for the Giants, and here comes Joe Tinker. Cubs falling dangerously far behind. Tinker rolls a 25 for a 10. There's a single to center, only the second hit the Cubs have off of Crandall, and that brings up Overall, and this is where your problem lies. So Orville's going to swing away, and the roll is 16 for a 28, and that's a ground ball over to short. Bridwell had no play at second, so he goes to first for the out. Tinker moves up to second. 1 away. 3-0 lead for the Giants. Here's Johnny Evers. He rolls a 24 for a 31. Fly ball to center. Seymour's got that. 2 away. Jimmy Sheckard up there now. And he rolls a 16 for a 28. Ground ball over to short. Bridwell fields that and throws over to first base for the out. Go to the top of the 7th inning, and it's a 3-0 lead here for the Giants. Here is Al Bridwell. He rolls a 55 for an 8. It's a ground ball over to short. Tinker has that one. Throws to first. 1 away. Up now, Tom Needham, who's bunted twice. And he rolls a 32 for a 26. Ground ball to second, and Evers throws to first. 2 away. Here's the pitcher, Crandall, pitching a real beaut of a game. He rolls a 12 for a 24, and that's a ground ball to short. Tinker fields that, and he throws over to first base for the out. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. This one really moving fast. 3-0 New York. Here comes Frank Chance. Chance is rolled 25 for a 10, and that's a single to center, and that'll bring up Schultz. And Chance does have an 11. Schultz hitting 207. But with a 3-run deficit, you kind of have to forego the bunt. So we're going to hit and run. It's a 32 for a 26. Ground ball to second. Doyle throws over to first. Chance is already at second base. 1 away. Here's Harry Steinfeld. He rolls a 51 for a 9. It's a ground ball over to the first baseman, Tenney, who goes to the bag himself. Chance moves up to third. 2 away, and here's Howard. He rolls a 43 for a 29. Comebacker over to the pitcher, Crandall, who throws over to first for the out. That takes us now to the top of the 8th inning, and it still is a 3-0 lead for the Giants. Here is Fred Tenney. Tenney rolls a 33 for a 7, single to right field, and that'll bring up Doyle. He's going to bunt. Rolls a 45 for a 14, and he ends up walking. So overall, it's starting to fall apart. And here comes Mike Donlin. He's going to try to knock the pitcher out. His roll 61 for a 27. That didn't quite do it. And so it ends up being a strikeout. There's 1 away, and here comes Art Devlin. Devlin's roll 24 for a 13. There's another strikeout, number 5 for overall, 2 away. And here's Cy Seymour. He rolls a 62 for a 12. It's a ground ball to short, and it will be Tinker flipping over to Evers at second base for the force. And so we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is still a 3-0 lead for the Giants. Here comes Johnny Clean. And he rolls a 24 for a 13. There's a strikeout. 1 away. Up comes Joe Tinker. Tinker rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a single, and then he steals second afterwards. And that'll bring up overall. We're going to keep Orville in this ball game, I think. Hard decision to make, but we'll keep him in. And his roll 34 for a 44. Fly ball to center field, and Seymour fields that. 2 away. Here comes Evers, and he rolls a 13 for a 14. And Crandall has given up another walk. Second walk he's given up. Brings up Jimmy Sheckard, who's 1 for 2. Was caught stealing and walked. And he rolls a 52 for a 27. It's a ground ball over to the third baseman, Devlin, who goes to the bag himself. And that takes us up to the top of the 9th inning. 3-0 to score. Here's Spike Shannon. He rolls a 21 for a 30. Fly ball to left, and Sheckard has that. 1 away. Al Bridwell up next. He rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a single to left, and he then steals second base. At number 8 off of overall, and that'll bring up Tom Needham. Needham's going to swing away. Rolls a 61 for a 42, and he's hit by the pitch, and that'll bring up Crandall. Crandall will actually swing away. He's hitting 0-50. And his roll 26 for a 13. Strikes out 6th one for overall. 2 away. Here's Fred Tenney. And he rolls a 53 for a 19, change to 22. And that's going to be a ground ball back to overall, who throws over to first for the out. And that will bring us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Very fast-moving game. Cubs only with 4 hits. Here comes Frank Chance. He rolls a 23 for a 32. It's a fly ball to right field. Donlin has that for the out. 1 away. Crandall is a D, but he's pitching well. Here's Wildfire Schultz, and he rolls a 62 for a 12. There's a little E roll, and it's a 32 out of the range. It's a ground ball over to Tenney, the first baseman, who goes to the bag himself after fielding it. 2 away. And the last hope is up Harry Steinfeld. He rolls a 65 for a 35. There is a little E roll to worry about. And it's a 21 that's in the range, and so that'll be changed to an 18. That's an error on Bridwell. Second error of the game on the Giants. And that brings up Del Howard. So the Cubs with a little bit of a chance. Howard will go up there, down by 3, and he rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball to right, and Donlin has that one for the out. There you have it. So the Giants will go to 30-9, Cubs to 27-15, and the Giants win another one. And hope you enjoyed this game. Final score again, New York 3, Chicago 0. Goes to show you that these pitching ratings don't mean everything. Crandall with a 9 was a D by the end of the game, and he still had the complete game shutout. Talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.